So it's my 5th birthday, and age 5 is a pretty big deal. You know, you're not a little kid anymore, you're a kindergartner. And I knew my mom was gonna throw the best party ever. And where is the only place that every kindergartner wants their 5th birthday party? No, not Chuck E. Cheese. McDonald's Play Place. The only place that serves you your tender white meat 4-piece chicken nugget meal as you drown in a pit of disease-infested plastic balls covered in the saliva and sweat of youth. This was the place that only the coolest kids in kindergarten got to have their birthday party at. Everyone in the classroom wanted to be your friend if you were having a party at the McDonald's Play Place. I had kids lining up to be invited to this thing, so desperately hoping to be graced with my presence on my special day. I'm not proud of it, but I even made one kid eat Play-Doh to get invited. So it's my big day. I get to the Play Place, you know, all my friends are waiting on me. I was expecting the love of my life, Lily Thomas, to be eagerly awaiting my arrival at the front door. Lily Thomas was the girl that all the guys wanted. This was the love of my life. The girl I knew I was gonna settle down with someday. I had on my best outfit, of course. I had picked it out the weekend before, but I didn't wear it all week so that they would be surprised when I got to the Play Place. I had my light-up Skechers, you know, the ones with the Velcro straps. They light up all sorts of colors when you stomp your foot. I had my jean shorts and my tight Under Armour shirt that didn't help out my chubby state whatsoever. But I knew I was hot stuff. I enter the McDonald's and Lily's not there. So of course I go directly to the Play Place. And I walk in and I'm instantly overwhelmed. I want to climb the net wall. I want to go through the tubes, but I also want to play in the ball pit. So many conflicting emotions going on in my young mind. I keep focused on the mission and I know I have to find Lily. So I go over, I dive into the ball pit, swimming through looking for Lily, I don't find her. So I climb up the big net wall that leads you to the entrance of the tubes. You know the tubes. The ones full of vomit. The place where hopes and dreams go to die. The place where I'm pretty sure most hobos sleep at night. So I'm pushing past my classmates, squirming through the tubes. I'm scrambling through those tubes like eggs on a skillet. I eventually circle back around to the front opposite side of the domain. Right at the top of the big slide. The big slide. I have a view of the entire Play Place and I see her. With her blonde pigtails, her jean overalls. I get her attention and she sees me, so I grab the little rail on the top of the big slide and I pull myself through for extra speed. I am a giant roly-poly ball and nothing is standing in my way. I think my curvature actually gave me that big momentum boost that I needed to get the extra oomph in my landing. I approach the bottom of the slide and I brace myself. I do this maneuver where I roll up into a ball. I push off and I do a big jump and I stomp my foot real hard right in front of Lily. I made sure she saw my shoes light up. My shoes were the selling point of the entire outfit. Without the Skechers, it just wouldn't have worked. I would have just been the weirdo in jean shorts and an Under Armour tee. In the commercial for the light-up Skechers, a little boy jumps and he's soaring through the air and he lands and he stomps his foot and lightning shoots out of his foot. My shoes never shot lightning out of them. And you know, I don't know a single kid that could shoot lightning out of his Skechers. I mean, don't get me wrong, the shoes were awesome. The commercial was just very misleading. As soon as I deliver my big landing, Lily embraces me for a hug that smelled like sunshine and rainbows, as it always did. And my mom comes in and ruins the moment and says, "All right, everyone, time to eat." So kids start popping out everywhere, shooting out of tubes, going down slides, and we all rush back into the restaurant to order our food. But before we order, the story takes an interesting twist. My mom says, "All right, everyone, listen up. There's someone here to see the birthday boy." And I'm getting pumped up. I know what's coming. I told my mom that I wanted to see Spider-Man, and I knew that at any moment he was going to come flying in out of nowhere. Spider-Man is by far the coolest superhero. When I was little, I had the costume. I had the little wrist thing that shoots webs out of your arms. You could put a can of silly string in this thing and it turns you into a backyard superhero. I'm ready to meet Spider-Man when out of nowhere a green figure comes from around the corner. It takes a second for my mind to register what I'm seeing, and then my spirit is crushed. None other than Peter Pan emerges from the darkness of the Play Place lobby. Peter freaking Pan! Being a confused and sad 5-year-old little boy, I was in denial. I thought Spider-Man was going to come out of nowhere and shoot webs all over Peter Pan and he would die. In my mind, I believed that Peter Pan was a joke, but Spider-Man never came. This guy was not just a normal Peter Pan. When you think of Peter Pan, you think of the young, lovable, clean and shaven little boy with brown hair. In fact, women typically play the role of Peter Pan in Broadway productions and musicals because they fit the part much better. This guy was pretty short. He was maybe 5'7" or 5'8", hair all over his body. His bare legs from under his man skirt, covered in hair. His stomach, which was sticking out from his child-sized tunic, had the biggest happy trail I've ever seen. It wasn't even a happy trail anymore. It was a happy jungle. He had a jubilant jungle. Now I'll give the guy props on his beard because it looked like he had shaved that morning, but most of it had grown back by now. He comes in and he says, "Who's the birthday boy?" And everyone points at me and I'm looking around like, no, I am not the birthday boy. But my mom makes me get up and stand there as they all sing happy birthday to me. A middle-aged, chubby, hairy man dressed as Peter Pan singing happy birthday to me with all of my friends. Do you know the mental damage that comes with a Peter Pan sing-along? I still remember that moment now over 11 years later. Vividly. You can't unsee that. The song comes to the close and he reaches out to hug me. And now I remember thinking, this is it. At least I'm dying at a McDonald's where everyone wants to spend their last moments. I embraced the hug and his bare stomach is on my face. And it was so sweaty. Sweaty and sticky. Just like your mom. I'm actually not sure now if it was his sweat or my tears. He pulls away and some of the hair is sticking to my skin. I look at my mom with what I imagine to be a look of utter sadness. I wasn't angry, I was just sad. She stood there idly by and watched as a grown man dressed as a childhood fantasy character rubbed his body all over my innocent face. I was humiliated in front of the love of my life and all of my friends. But the moment's over, I pick the hair off my face, and I take my seat. My mom then begins to take everyone's order. I order a 4-piece nugget, a double cheeseburger, and a small fry. Typically, I wouldn't have been allowed to get both the nugget and the cheeseburger, but it was my 5th birthday and I was going all out. I was 5 years old now. I was in a committed relationship, school was going well, I was on the top of the world. The first thing anyone does when they get their order, and I know you do this too, is open it up and make sure that all 4 nuggets are there. And every once in a while, if the universe is rewarding you for your good deeds and your miraculous behavior, you'll get an extra nugget. It's called the Golden Nugget. The 4-piece chicken nugget meal is no longer a 4-piece because you have 5. There are 4 regular nuggets and 1 golden nugget, and that makes a nugget surplus. We all get our food and I open up the nuggets, and sure enough, I had a nugget surplus. I was turning 5 years old. That's 5 years of outstanding sonsmanship to my mother and all around good behavior. And this was God's way of giving back to me in nugget form. I think I was being compensated for the mild molestation that just took place. So I have my nugget surplus, I have my fry, everything's looking good until I get to the burger. I pick up the burger and I instantly feel something wrong. It had an indescribable negative energy about it. Right when I thought the day was looking up, the feeling is taken away with the touch of a double cheeseburger. I get a golden nugget, but the burger has to have a deformity because I just can never find absolute happiness. I examine my delicious cancer-causing grease stack and I immediately find the source of the problem. My double cheeseburger didn't live up to its name because it was lacking in the area of double cheese. It had not even a single piece of cheese. Those McDonald's workers thought that they were so sneaky. They thought that they could pull a fast one on me? Nuh-uh. They thought that they could take advantage of me because of my young age. Oh, not today, Ronald McDonald! Right as I'm about to alert my mom of the issue, I feel a presence growing closer and closer to me from behind. I slowly shift my head in the direction of the forthcoming energy. And of course, it's Peter freaking Pan back for some more face! The Pan was on the prowl. He didn't get enough boy face the first time, so he had to come back for some more. I'm already in defense mode. I'm leaning away, I'm protecting myself. He gets in real close and he says, "Hey, pal, I noticed you were missing some cheese on that burger." And he pulls up a little blue cooler out of nowhere and reaches in and takes out 2 Kraft singles. He hands them to me and he says, "Here you go. I don't need these anymore. Happy birthday." So many emotions going on in my head right now. I mean, technically my problem was solved. I was very grateful for the cheese, but why? Why did he, 1, have a cooler, 2, carry Kraft singles around with him in said cooler, and 3, give away the Kraft singles that he obviously needed bad enough to carry around in a cooler with him? Because, you know, the whole Peter Pan outfit was just missing something. Right as he was leaving for another hard day at the office, he thinks, hey, maybe I should sport the cooler. And what I really don't understand is how that man got to that place in life. Like, what was his story? Did he finish high school? Go to college? Maybe he was a doctor that just liked to play dress up on the side. I don't know. And honestly, I'm pretty skeptical about this cheese. I was only 5 years old, but I knew not to take the candy and get in the van. I think, oh well, I'm unstoppable, and I slap the cheese on and I eat my meal. You got something to say?